All right, welcome to Newsline if you've just joined us. And of course, we are starting with a story that glows from within. Shea butter, that creamy gold born from the shea tree, of course, it continues to tell a very powerful story of nature, nurture, and enterprise. It's a source of livelihood for thousands in Nigeria, sustaining families and also preserving our rich cultural heritage. But as global demand grows and local prices soar, the question is, how can Nigeria turn this natural gift into greater national gain? Khadija Taliu brings us the story of shea butter, its people, its promise, and of course, its growing significance to our economy.
Shea butter, that creamy gold from Africa's soil, has soothed skins, healed lips, and flavored lives for generations. From the heart of West Africa comes that beauty secret, a source of pride, income, and heritage for thousands of rural women whose hands turn hard shea nuts into soft wealth.
If there are germs that may likely affect your skin, so it's a natural product that can actually take care of the skin.
I apply it on my hair. It normally makes my hair soft.
When there is a fracture of bone, maybe there is dislocation, it's being used also.
Extracted from the nuts of the shea tree, this natural treasure holds economic and cultural value across Nigeria and beyond. In a decisive move to strengthen local production and empower communities, the present administration recently placed a ban on the export of raw shea nuts, a policy aimed at stabilizing local prices and encouraging value addition at home so that more benefits stay with the people who produce it.
It will not be moved directly from the farm to outside like that. It will create a kind of production company where they process it.
The journey of shea butter begins in the village fields, from the gathering and drying of shea nuts to cleaning, crushing, and pressing out the rich oil. What remains after extraction, the shea cake, is not wasted but reused as animal feed or organic fertilizer, making the process both sustainable and rewarding.
In the advanced country, they do something we call fractionation to remove the olein and the stearin part so that they will use it to do confectionaries like chocolates.
Experts say shea butter, rich in vitamins A and E, remains a vital ingredient in cosmetics and pharmaceuticals worldwide. Yet, beyond the science lies its human story of women's resilience, cottage industries, and the quiet dignity of labor that sustains rural families.
It gives you that natural glow. You don't need any chemical on your skin.
As global demand for shea product rises, Nigeria stands at a turning point. The call now is for deliberate investment, innovation, and support to unlock the full potential of the shea value chain, boost the nation's GDP, and ensure that this gift of nature continues to nourish not just the skin, but the lives and livelihoods of Nigerians.
My lord, I'm guilty as well. I also use shea butter. All right, let's move on now from the soothing effect of shea butter to the sweet, sweet taste of sweet potato, another of Nigeria's very quiet treasures. Now, sweet potato, soft and nourishing, of course, now grades our dining tables with quiet pride. It offers, of course, a nourishment and flavor to families across all land. And of course, in it, most homes find sweetness in its simplicity and a nation, of course, rediscovering comfort in its own soil. It's cheap, it's healthy, and of course, it's ever versatile. Ngozi Okafor tells us something more about this humble crop.
Across Nigeria's farmlands, from Benue to Plateau, Nasarawa to Kogi, and even parts of Umuahia, a quiet revolution is taking root. The sweet potato, long seen as an ordinary staple, is now emerging as a golden crop for farmers and families alike. Requiring minimal fertilizer and care, the crop thrives in both rainy and dry seasons and is ready for harvest within 3 to 4 months, making it one of the most profitable for smallholder farmers.
The potato is grown all year round. Like in my place, we can grow potato from March to June. Then and other people can grow from June to July. It's a crop that it doesn't take longer period to mature.
In markets, a heap now sells for between 500 to 1,000 naira, far cheaper than yam. For many households, that difference means one more affordable meal on the table, boiled, fried, roasted, mashed, or made into porridge.
You have potato chips. You can boil the potato and eat it. You can mix potato with plantain or beans equally.
They are cheap in the market now. So families, they go for potato instead of yams because of the cost in the market.
Nutrition experts say sweet potatoes are rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and an excellent source of energy.
Potato, when cooked with its skin, it gives more fiber, as an extra fiber, and it also contains high quality or high standard of carbohydrate because it is a carbohydrate food which gives energy. Potato also contains low fats. The general summary of potato is that it's cholesterol free.
Beyond local consumption, sweet potato is also gaining export value. Nigeria ranks among Africa's top producers with increasing demand from Europe and Asia for its flour, chips, and starch used in food and confectionery industries. The humble sweet potato has become a proof that Nigeria's solutions to hunger, unemployment, and economic hardship can indeed grow from its own soil.
Absolutely. Sweet potatoes. Now, along the bushy highway that cuts through Karfi town in Kano State lies another roadside market that helps many people to feed. Now here, heaps of freshly harvested corn stretch as far as the eyes can see. There's voices of traders, mostly young and mostly women, and of course young girls, rise with the morning sun. Now, chattering of bargaining, buyers fill the air. Karfi corn market is a real hub for survival. It's where every cup sold helps put food on the table and, of course, keeps families alive. Fatima Sanesikrai also had a taste of Karfi corn.
From the break of dawn, the Karfi corn market stays to life. Baskets of fresh harvested corn line dusty paths as buyers and sellers trade in laughter and urgency. Each heap sold helps sustain a family. Many of the traders are women and young girls who have turned corn into a means of livelihood.
I help my husband even since lockdown. My husband is not working, but this corn helped me.
This corn, before is helping us. When the price is low, we are buying it and we are shipped from inside. Some we train our children because the work that our husband is doing is not helping us.
For Hafsa and her friends, the day begins here at Karfi. They buy corn in bulk, take it home to roast and boil, then sell it in schools and neighborhoods.
I come to this market every day before 6 a.m. so that I will be able to buy maize, go back home, cook it, and then go and sell it, and then go to school in the evening. By doing this, I'm able to get some money so that I can help my family.
Behind their daily hustle lies a bigger story of glimpse into how young Nigerians strive to make ends meet. What policies can better support their efforts and dreams? That's the question Professor Amina Mustafa of Bayero University, Kano, explores.
So if this category of entrepreneurs are actually encouraged, it's going to boost the economy, because we all know that roasted or boiled maize is a popular delicacy to many consumers in the urban centers. So, but then the contribution is not acknowledged, and that is why they are not supported. But if the government or any organization can support these people, I think it's going to go a long way in solving the unemployment that we have.
As the morning rush winds down, Hafsa and her friends head home empty-handed and quiet. Their money no match for the rising price of corn as the season comes to an end. The corn market stands as a symbol of strength, where women and youth turn opportunity into survival and survival into hope.
All right, in some parts of the country, we call it mouth organ, but certainly humble corn is humming its survival and rhythm in Karafi town. Now, caps are a very essential part of our main fashion, not just here in Nigeria, but across the African continent. Now, they tell stories of identity, tradition, and pride. But in the city of Maiduguri, one particular cap stands out. You know what that is? The Borno cap. It's a timeless piece whose appeal cuts across religion, culture, and tribe. So on a recent visit to Maiduguri, our correspondent Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara stumbled upon a thriving trade where he says art meets endurance, and every stitch tells the story of the remarkable people who keep the heritage alive. Let's hear him.
It was supposed to be an ordinary walk through Maiduguri, but a cluster of men and women bent over colorful fabrics caught my attention. Needles moved in rhythm, threads danced through clothes, and from their fingers emerged beautiful stitched with patience. These are the cap makers of Maiduguri, artisans whose handiwork has earned fame far beyond Borno.
We used to send the cap to every part of the world. It's not only Nigeria, everywhere. So in terms of sending, we use Korea.
Their caps, part of fashion accessories, are works of art worn with pride across religion, tribe, and class. Many of them were displaced from Bama during the insurgency. In the heart of Maiduguri, they rebuilt their lives, turning needles and thread into tools of survival. From Shetima Mohammed, a student funding his education, to Ume Babagana, who supports her family through this craft, every stitch tells a story of determination.
I am 19 years old from Bama local government. I am making this cap more than 5 years.
The process is slow but deliberate. The quality depends on the thread, mostly imported, and the designs often bear names of prominent personalities: Tinubu, Kashim, Zulum, Zanam Bukar, Kendei, among others.
For centuries, this has showcased Nigeria's ingenuity to the whole world. And one thing that makes these caps to stand out, no machine can produce this. You know, I think it is 1992 or 1993, German went to Burma. Likewise, Chinese people have come down here. When they make it, it differs from our own.
From this open-air workshop, prices range from 25,000 naira to 100,000 naira, depending on design and detail. Every sale feeds a family, educates a child, and keeps tradition alive. In this humble corner of Maiduguri, needles replace weapons and stitches rebuild dreams. The cap makers may have lost their homes, but not their hope.
Thank you, Salihu, for that report. Now, regarded as an exclusive fabric for all, admired for its richness and worn with pride, Ankara has traveled a long, long journey from tradition to trend. Today, it's a fabric for identity, creativity, and cultural confidence. Proudly worn by people from all walks of life, and yours sincerely. So what has changed? And why is Ankara making an even bolder statement in fashion and everyday lifestyle? Here is Annie Daniels to tell us more.
For the purpose of this report, I will stick with the traditional name by which the fabric is popularly known in Western Nigeria, Ankara. Once seen as a simple native attire, Ankara has evolved, becoming a bold expression of identity, creativity, and pride for Nigerians. Today, tailors and fashion designers across the country continue to transform this fabric into breathtaking pieces that tell stories of culture and confidence.
The spirit of Nigeria is in me, and I love my country. I use it to project our image beyond here. I wear it everywhere, any part of the continent I go. That's my official clothes. Even when we went on presidential tour to Kenya and China, I have presidential dinner with my Ankara there. Everybody love it. And it's standard for me. I'm happy whenever I wear it.
It's good for native, up and down.
It's prestigious to wear because it applies to all occasions and all that.
He has come to stay. Ankara is our identity, so we cannot do without Ankara.
Beyond clothing, Ankara has found new life in accessories, from handbags to shoes, jewelry, and even home decor, proving that its versatility knows no bounds. Rich in color, vibrant in patterns, and sometimes named after proverbs or iconic moments, each Ankara design carries meaning, a reflection of the wearer's mood, heritage, or story.
This is jumping horse, this is ruler, this is 1000 block, this is sweet mother, yeah, this is rezo.
This one is called Ocheze. Ocheze, yes, king seat. When somebody sees you on this, it means that your husband is taking good care of you, and that you and your husband are doing very well. And I advise every woman, instead of you to deny yourself everything to buy Holandi so that you belong, you go for the one that you can afford.
Ankara as a fabric to some is an identity that should be worn with pride as a symbol of who we are. And when it comes to creativity, embellishments have taken Ankara to another level, blending modern trends with traditional roots. Given its beauty and economic potential, respondents believe reviving Nigeria's textile industry through Ankara could unlock a gold mine, creating jobs, preserve culture, and showcase African excellence to the world.
I encourage our own celebrities to play, because they will spread the news faster. When Nigerian spirit of Nigerian first in you is there by your clothes, then everything will follow. You think of Nigerian first.
Nigolo no chase, niga no fitigi, nigolo no chase.
Annie Daniels, thank you. You know, if Ankara could speak, it probably would have said, I didn't go out of fashion. But my comeback is just a affirmation of my pride and heritage. You're watching Newsline. Let's take a second break. All right, welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Newsline on the network service of the NTA. And Nigeria's telecom landscape has welcomed a new player with the launch of Vital Wireless Blue Network in Lagos. Now, that's a next generation service promising faster data, clearer calls, and stronger digital security. For millions relying on reliable connectivity for business, learning, and everyday life, now this development promises improved communication services. That's according to our correspondent, Anwar Yusuf Jibo.
Me for you, for everyone, everything connected, yeah, we on. Switch to blue, switch to Vital. Blue is here.
Vibrant performances set the tone for what was to be expected. A night of color, excitement, and technological promise. Vital Wireless rolled out its long-awaited Blue Network, marking a bold entry into Nigeria's competitive telecom space and signaling a new era of digital connection.
What we want to focus on is those things that will actually make life secure and better living in Nigeria. So we're starting with our location awareness technology. Imagine entering an Uber and you don't feel too safe. You simply press a button and the system starts recording your location. So that if anything happens to you, the Nigerian police, the DSS, will at least have a way to start looking for you.
From its partnership with MTN to nationwide coverage across all 36 states and the FCT, Vital Wireless is positioning itself as a game changer, a network built by Nigerians, for Nigerians, and a workforce dominated by Nigerians.
We're going to start by next week doing deliveries of SIM card. You want your SIM card, you tell us, we'll come to you, we'll be able to do your KYC.
It is the first MVNO in the country. No one knows how to do it. You can see where your kids are. You can check with the OGA app where the employees are, whatever, So there's so many other services which are important for the population.
With promises of super clear calls, fast data and real-time connectivity, Vital Wireless says its Blue network isn't just another telecom service, it is a movement to keep everyone connected.
Blue means clear calls. Blue means faster internet. Blue means business that never sleeps.
All right, let's change gear a little now. When love calls, distance fades away, language blends, and culture unites in one heartbeat. Now, such is the enchanting love story of Elizabeth Adebola Hastrop and John Ayodele Mbuyi. Two souls from different worlds bound by one destiny. Now, correspondent Glory Agbo brings us highlights of this beautiful union.
Born into the royal household of Dr. Jacob Hastrop and Justice Rekia Bosede Hastrop, Elizabeth, a princess from Ijesha land and a medical doctor, found love in the arms of John, a Congolese-born Yoruba entrepreneur. Their love story blossomed into a colorful celebration of culture and commitment in a stunning olive green and burgundy-themed wedding ceremony. The solemnization took place at the Hospital Chapel of the National Hospital, Abuja, where Pastor Sam Dangana officiated the ceremony.
And here too, I give you my faithful promise in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And thereto I give you my faithful promise in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Then came the moment to seal their vows on ink and paper, a symbolic act marking the beginning of their shared journey. With the formalities concluded, all roads led to the reception venue, tastefully decorated with portraits of the couple, a visual narration of their love story.
I feel blessed, beyond blessed. Our meeting, if I begin to explain it, you see that, yes, there is God. I thank God for everything.
I think in one word, blessed and excited. I mean, despite the stress and everything, it's a day I've been looking forward to, starting forever with, not just my husband, but a best friend and, my partner.
My joy knows no bound. It's just to say, to God be the glory. So I'm going to thank God, and I use this as a point of contact for others that believe in God for something fantastic like this.
I feel great and I give glory to God. It's what we've been waiting for and it has come to pass.
Their union will be fulfilled in Jesus' name. With long life, God will satisfy them. They will see their children.
The presence of the Lord will abide with them. The Lord will make them fruitful. The Lord will bless them. We keep them.
Guests were serenaded with soft music, laughter, and dancing as they rejoiced with Elizabeth and John. Adding a touch of grace and honor to the moment, the wife of the former vice president, Mrs. Titi Abubakar, supervised the cutting of the cake.
Did you hear how she said it? My husband. Sounded somehow. Anyway, some weddings, make you want to go back in time. Let's move forward. Now, if you're one of those calling for the scrapping of the NYSC scheme, you better watch the next story. Maybe you'll probably have a change of mind after watching it. Now, for Popola Afeez Babatunde and Oga Monica, what began as a national service turned into a journey of love and destiny. Now, as one American novelist once said, there is never a time or a place for true love. It happens accidentally, and I do believe, of course, in a heartbeat. Now, that quote perfectly captures the story of these two co-members who went to serve their fatherland and, of course, found each other instead. Now, Jonathan Omajele met the Lovebirds to share how a one-year national assignment blossomed into a lifelong relationship.
When Popola Afeez Babatunde from Ogun State and Oga Felix Monica from Cross River packed their bags for Kogi State on November 27, 2024, they thought they were simply answering the call to serve their fatherland. But destiny had other plans, turning the NYSC orientation camp in Asayakaba into a garden where love quietly took root. It was love at first sight. While others saw Monica as just another core member, he saw something deeper.
The first time he approached me, I was like, what is this? I did not come to service here to joke. Besides, even if I want to date anybody, it's not a joking relationship. It's going to be a serious one. So, Oga, if you know you're not ready, just go, because I'm not here to joke. But when he took up the paying of my dowry serious, I was like, okay, this guy is serious.
Yet, beyond morning drills and parade rehearsals, friendship began to bloom softly, steadily, until even fate smiled their direction.
She prays a lot. She's educated to whatever she does. So I said, if someone could have these qualities, what else am I looking for?
So I won't see such a man that has purpose, vision, and future and not go with him.
By the end of the 3 weeks orientation, two hearts had found rhythm in the same beat. And on September 26, 2025, they said I do, sealing their love before men and the flag they both swore to serve.
I'm into livestock and I do consultancy for most farms. So before you could decide to go into marriage during NYSC, that means you have to have something as a backup for you.
Today, they both serve in Ogurimagongo, a living portrait of love and duty working hand in hand. Their story warmed hearts so deeply that the NYSC Director General himself celebrated their union with a gift at the Secretariat in Lokoja.
But for some times we have not witnessed this. And I want to say it is a thing of joy.
And whenever we see a union between core members from different ethnic backgrounds, we celebrate it.
Now, you see one important essence of the NYSC scheme, that in serving the nation, we may find something even greater aside upholding the unity that binds us and the love that makes us one Nigeria.
Fantastic. Now, from the pain of conflict, hope took center stage in Sokoto as Jamal UK Academy held its maiden graduation for orphans from crisis-affected communities. And Ato Abdullahi reports that the ceremony drew dignitaries from Borno and Yobe states and reflected growing support for initiatives giving vulnerable children a new chance at life.
school born from compassion is rewriting the stories of children once affected by insurgency and banditry. Founded in 2018 by philanthropist Omar Nkobo AA, Jarma UK Academy provides vulnerable and orphaned children from Borno, Yobe and Sokoto with education, shelter, healthcare and life skills. With a dual curriculum that blends Western education, Islamic studies and vocational training, the Academy currently cares for 173 children. The Academy just marks a milestone with its first graduating class, 24 senior secondary school students, and 52 Quranic memorizers. In a further show of commitment, the founder has sponsored all 24 graduates to pursue higher studies in Egypt. Representative of Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima describes the academy as a model of justice and compassion.
I'm deeply passionate about this intervention. I've seen how insurgency, poverty, and displacement have stripped too many of our children of the basic right to learn and to dream.
Governor of Sokoto State, Ahmed Aliyu, pledges continuous support, including plans to place Islamia teachers on the state payroll.
A committee will be set up to effect the enrollment of Islamia teachers in the government's payroll.
Umar Nkobo appreciates the support of eminent Nigerians that have contributed to the growth of the academy.
I thank all of you for making this event a reality.
This is clearly keen into the agenda of the federal government of Nigeria and the Federal Ministry of Education in reforming the Almajiri system of education and taking them off the street and, of course, away from begging.
It's a major milestone, especially in Islamic education. And we hope that all our other children will imbibe this culture so that the society as a whole can be cleansed up and then become a crime-free society.
A very important occasion in the life of any institution of learning. So it's a commendable feat.
Also celebrated was the Abdullahi bin Mas'ud Islamia School, which graduated 531 students, 160 of them Quran memorizers. Awards were presented to outstanding students and dignitaries for their contributions to humanity.
Na musamman mai ɗauke da sunan UK Jarma Academy.
All right, now, what happens when a city's history comes alive? Well, Kano answers that question with its first ever cultural festival. It's a 3-day celebration of music, art, and heritage. Again, we join Fatima Sanusi-Kiraye, who is standing by to take us inside that historic event.
Let it serve as a platform to celebrate who we are, a proud people of history, proud people of culture, proud people of creativity.
Kano, an ancient city that its culture, history, and tradition stretch back to the 7th century BC. For generations, its royal heritage, crafts, and colorful festivals shape identity and pride. But as time passed, many young ones drifted away from these cultural roots. Not acceptable, right? So that inspires the revival, and Kano came alive again as it hosted the Maiden Kano Cultural Festival, a vibrant celebration of heritage, creativity, and unity.
This event is not merely an event, it is a cultural reawakening. It aims to boost socio-cultural activities, youth engagement, and mutual cohesion amongst the good people of Kano State.
I think if we wear our clothes, we wear our babariga, we wear our shoes, we eat our food, we present all this cultural culinary in a way that the Hausa person has inherited. That way, you will see that the value chain of those who would benefit is quite a lot. Earlier, I was asking the executive secretary where he got his shoes from, and he told me here in Kano.
Traditional dances glide, drums pulse, and artisans display hand-woven fabrics, leather crafts, jewelry, and delicacies that tell Kano's cultural story. In the crowd, school children watch in wonder, learning songs, games, and artistry once practiced by their ancestors.
We are highly impressed the way and manner they have conducted this Kalankwa. Definitely it has reminded us about our traditional and cultural activities, and we hope our people will take off from here and will learn from here.
Excitements fill the air as innovators showcase locally made knitting machines and handmade crafts, proof that tradition and creativity still flourish here. For these young participants, Kano Fest is a festival return and connecting with their identity and an open-air classroom that serves as a reminder that our culture is a legacy that we need to protect, nurture, and pass on.
Now, our next story is about left-handers. Now, you know, giving or receiving items with the left hand is still seen as rude or even a taboo. It's an action that often sparks conflict. And I tell you, some people really do find it quite offensive, as, you know, it is tied to deep-rooted cultural and some superstitious values about respect and purity. But with research showing that about 10% of people are naturally left-handed, and we call them southpaws, conversations are beginning to shift. More Nigerians beginning to question those long-held beliefs, calling for understanding and acceptance in a society where tradition and reality often collide.
Left hand is bad luck. So that's why they don't receive money from left hand. For centuries, Africans have held tightly to traditional beliefs, some rooted in spirituality, others in superstition. One of such is the age-long perception that giving or receiving items with the left hand is a sign of disrespect, bad luck, or even an abomination.
I did not say any difference between the left and the right. I feel that the right is more active than the left, and there are some people that are left-handed.
People find it difficult getting something from somebody from a left hand, thinking that is a bad luck, thinking that, but to me, I don't feel bad.
It's like when you are telling somebody, why are you doing something left, the person will get angry. That means automatically you are not doing the right thing. So I was being taught that whenever you are to present something to anybody, an elder, even as a small person, a little person, you're supposed to use the right hand and present to the person properly.
In recent times, however, this belief is sparking controversy, particularly among traders and commercial drivers who attach spiritual meanings to the simple act of handing over money with the left hand.
With your right hand to somebody, it is a sign of respect and it is a sign of honor.
I think it should bring any controversy. Like, for instance, if you are driving into a place where you need to get tally before you go in, you know, the person giving you the tally is always by the driver's side to give you the tally. Now, it is very difficult for you to cross if you say you want to receive with your right hand. It poses danger to the driver because you use the right hand to hold the vehicle and it's closer to use your left hand to collect whatever is being given to you.
For left-handed people, the experience can be both embarrassing and traumatic. Many recount being scolded, ridiculed, or even rejected in public for using the hand that comes most naturally to them.
This money,
I bet use your right hand and give me money.
I will not use. Take this money.
What's the meaning of this one?
Such reactions, though common, highlight how deep-rooted cultural beliefs can sometimes clash with modern understanding and individual differences.
There was the day I was eating outside, so I forgot. I was just using my left hand to eat. So there's this man that sights me from afar. He just rushed to me and then he hit my hand. He said I should use my right hand to eat.
Experts say left-handers are often more creative and artistically inclined, yet in some parts of Nigeria, giving or receiving items with the left hand remains frowned upon, viewed as a taboo or as a sign of ill fortune.
It's not a reality that when you give somebody something with your left, it connotes evil. No, I don't think so.
As society evolves, many are asking, when will these traditional beliefs give way to understanding, respect, and acceptance of natural differences?
Perception, perception, perception. It's all about perception. You're watching Newsline. We'll be back after this next commercial break. Now, do you remember Agbevia Attractor Ugburu, the assistant controller of customs who embarked on a daring solo motorcycle journey across 2 continents, where we hear she's back now to Nigeria, and she was greeted with jubilation and pride after completing her record-breaking adventure that combined research on cross-border trade with advocacy for women's inclusivity in global commerce. And our correspondent, Udiru Ugburu Arotere, reports.
In 2023, Agbebe became the first Nigerian woman to embark on such a solo adventure. 2 years later, she went further, crossing the Sahara Desert alone and emerging as the first African woman to complete a solo motorcycle journey across 2 continents. Her mission, tagged Women Inclusivity, tells the story of courage, freedom, and the boundless potential of women. Her triumphant return came on October 11, 2025, when she crossed the Semakrak border in Lagos State and rode on to Abuja to report to the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, whose office supported her historical mission. It is a proud moment for the Nigerian Customs Service and Nigeria, a powerful reminder that determination knows no gender. Akpebe's return became a colorful display of Urhobo culture, a befitting tribute to honor her extraordinary achievements.
This triumph belongs to all of us. This right for women inclusivity is for every woman all over the world. Do not give up. This is for all of you. Do not give up. This is for all of us. It's for every woman. To every young girl watching, to every woman listening, the road is yours too.
When Attractor started this project, she was a chief superintendent of customs. And by the time she completed this project, we are celebrating an assistant controller of customs.
Also hand over to him all Urhobos in Nigerian customs to pick another one across another border.
From Africa's deserts to Europe's highways and back home to Nigeria, Akpebe Atrata Ogboru's journey stands as a lasting symbol of courage, resilience, and the limitless power of a woman with purpose.
Congratulations to Akpebe. Now, as lifestyles evolve and tastes change, fashion keeps reinventing itself. From clothes and shoes to hats and accessories, of course, that express personal style. In Calabar, the Cross River State capital, one accessory is making a very strong comeback, the wrist bead. Now, once seen mainly at cultural events, it has now become an everyday fashion statement embraced by people of all ages and social classes. Now, are you curious about why this trend is catching on? Newsline Erica Ivey hit the streets of Calabar to find out what's behind the rise of wrist beads and the stories they tell.
Across Nigeria, beads have always been more than decoration. They tell stories of heritage, identity, and status. But in Calabar and much of Cross River State, beads have long played second fiddle to raffia skirts, wooden combs, and simple necklaces. From the bustling Marian market to small roadside kiosks, wrist bead, neck bead, and ankle bead now glow in bright colors, attracting young buyers eager to add them to their everyday outfits.
When you talk about beads or even wearing traditional things, it can be fashion. It can also be representation of culture.
Right from origin have been things women wear as part of their dressing. Even our native mothers at home, they wear beads even on their waist.
Once dismissed as old-fashioned, bead culture in Calabar is re-emerging by a new generation. Young entrepreneurs are weaving tradition and trend into a thriving micro-business, stringing beads at home and selling them online.
The branches of beading varies. So any aspect you choose in bead making, there is game in it.
Beads, incidentally, are those things that don't change color. They don't fade. So the beads, I inherited jigida from my great-grandmother. She had it in baskets. And she also had coral. So these are things that don't lose their value.
For many of these bead makers, it's not just a hobby. It's a source of income and a way to showcase African identity in a modern way.
There was a time that it was as if nobody wants to use bead, but now people are now coming back.
The revival is also a celebration of diversity in Cross Rivers carnivals and weddings. Beads now complement the state signature raffia attire.
When you put on whatever you're putting on, you have to complement it with beads, either on the neck, and of course you see my headgear. It goes along also to complement my dressing.
As a folk woman, we have our own traditional attire, and one of it is this oyoyo. When you are using it, you have to use the traditional bead.
Stylist edge moderation.
I like wearing them three. It makes it look nice. It complements my dressing.
It is for occasions like traditional marriages, even weddings. Of course, you can wear your beads.
From tradition to trend, the humble bead is back at the center of fashion in Calabar, creating jobs, inspiring pride, and reminding a new generation of the colors and stories woven into Nigeria's culture.
All right, it was an ordinary night in the NTA ward of Jalingo, Taraba State. Calm, quiet, and peaceful until a sharp whistle pierced the air. Within minutes, what could have been a night of terror turned into a story of courage and unity. Adu Adamu Aso brings us to the story.
That sound was not a siren. It was a whistle blown by a vigilant resident who spotted suspicious movement. In seconds, light flickered on as neighbors rushed out armed not with weapons, but with courage. The local vigilante group joined in, confronting and dislodging a gang of robbers who had planned to attack under the cover of darkness. The incident has renewed interest in the whistleblowing initiative, a simple yet powerful community safety tool gaining ground in Jalingo. The public relations officer of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Taraba State praises residents' quick response, calling the whistle system a small device with a powerful sound that saves lives.
The combination of traditional and conventional alert system like the whistles, the phone calls, and the rest will go a long way. The whistle does not have network issues. It doesn't have charging problems. So when you combine them together, it gives you a better result. It gives you a more effective alert system in your community.
The youth leader of NTA Jalingo says the whistle program, introduced years ago, has been revived amid rising insecurity, reminding residents that safety begins with community actions.
Because that time when we blow the whistle now, we come out plenty. Yes. That will help us seriously. But I want to encourage our neighbors to take that ideas seriously. And we join hands together.
The vigilante commander describes the whistle as a vital early warning tool and urges more neighborhoods to adopt it.
Like this, if you blow this one like this, people will know that there is something is going in the area, so they will blow their own too. But if you use the one that they are using in football, it can't give the sound that people would think there is a problem in the area.
By dawn, calm had returned, but something had changed. That night rekindled a spirit of unity and trust. Now, a simple whistle is not just a sound, but the heartbeat of a community that stands together.
Indeed, a community that stands together. Of course, there's nothing like it. Well, it's time to kick off my shoes, take off my glasses, and let my hair down. But before we shut out the lights, I give credit to Don Williams, of course. Here's my 2-kobo piece. Even when the woodpecker knows that when life gives you a boil, maybe it's time to rest that beak. Does it resonate? Good night, everyone.